Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the Wrestling Podcast. It's Raj Giri here this week, along with Matt Morgan. Glenn couldn't be here tonight. The fires out in the West Coast. He is fine right now. It hasn't hit his county, but he has a lot of friends and family over at his house who have been evacuated. So, we're going to send our thoughts out to everyone out in California affected by these fires, and hopefully that gets cleared up real soon. But Matt, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Tired, but it was a pretty good Raw tonight, I thought.
Yeah, it's definitely eventful. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff that we were expecting, and they pulled the trigger on it finally tonight. And I thought it was well done. Most obviously, the Shield reunion. What were your thoughts on tonight's show overall?
Very, very positive. Very good. I thought I liked actually how they ended the show. I liked that they're trying desperately. Now, I don't know why now all of a sudden they're doing it, but I guess because Enzo is really that talented on the microphone or whatnot, to them trying to put more spotlight on the Cruiserweight division. I like them trying that, and trying to close out the show with that, even though we know it's not really the main event. I appreciate their attempt at it. We always want new, we want different. This is what that was. The Shield reunion was obviously very predictable. We knew that was going to happen, but still a cool thing to watch. It was a good show.
Yeah. So, and we'll get to the Enzo stuff. You think this is just, you think this is the end of the Enzo experiment, or just part of the story?
It has to be part of the story because he's been so great. He's been so good, and it's cool to see him getting rewarded, because that's what he's getting. He's getting rewarded when they keep closing out the show like this with his stuff. And his promo in the ring with Kurt Angle tonight, I'm sorry, but he was a main event act tonight, in my opinion, on that microphone.
Yeah, I hope you're right, because I wasn't sure about Enzo winning the Cruiserweight title when they first did it, but man, he has added a spark to that division, and it would hate to see that all go away.
If you were clicking through the channels and you stopped and you didn't watch wrestling in a while, like since the Attitude Era, and you saw someone going at Kurt Angle like he was on the microphone with all that confidence,
yeah,
you'd have to say, wow, this guy's a big star. This guy must be a huge star.
Right. No, I agree. And so let's go right to the show. The show opened out with The Miz. Curtis Axel's with him. No Bo Dallas this week. I wonder if he's injured or something.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. We don't know anything?
No, I didn't hear anything. So I'll check on that and see tomorrow. But I forget if they wrestled at this weekend's live events or not. But anyway, Curtis Axel was with him. They were doing the Mizzy Awards. The first went to Curtis Axel for perseverance. The fans chanted, "You deserve it." And then they dedicated the award to Bo Dallas, and they said they're thinking of him and hopes he gets better soon. And then the second award went to Cesaro and Sheamus, and for Best Supporting Actor or Best Supporting Role or whatever. And then, teasing the Shield reunion the whole time. The Miz, said he had an award for the big dog. He said the name's not Roman Reigns, it's him. I thought the Miz was tremendous here. He was getting the fans just eating out of the palm of his hands. Roman came out. The Miz taunted him, said, they've been hearing about the rumors. Reigns said, "What rumors?" which was a cool line. Mm-hmm. And fans popping for Roman Reigns 2 weeks in a row. So this seems like the one storyline that has worked over the last 2 years that's got people cheering for him.
Yeah, even he can't. Yeah, even people that don't cheer for him, like, they're gonna pop for this. Everyone wants to see this reunion, and I think it's good for all three guys right now. Actually,
absolutely. So the fans popped. Dean Ambrose came out, then Seth Rollins came out. They surrounded the ring, and then they jumped and they attacked everybody. They hit the Shield triple power bomb on the Miz. And that was it. They stood tall as the music hit. The first time in, I guess, like 3 years since they broke up. And we've seen small variations of their reunion. You've seen, Seth. You've seen, Dean and Seth, obviously, and then Roman and Dean. But this is the first time that all three have been outside of a spot in a match a couple years ago. The first time, right. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they did something with AJ Styles, I remember. Maybe a pay-per-view or something like that, where all three of them did something. I think it was a triple power bomb they did or something like that for a quick minute.
Yeah, they did it, and then they kicked the shit out of Seth. So then Roman and Dean did. So anyway, a really cool moment. It feels like a big deal. They don't have a world title match at this pay-per-view, so this more than replaces that. So cool stuff. Up next, we had Jason Jordan versus Carl Anderson. Just kind of basic filler. These guys seem to be paired with each other in some fashion every week. And, you were talking about, fans of the Attitude Era. If this was the Attitude Era, this would have been a match where I would be tuning into Nitro and see what's going on over there. But Jordan looked good. Jordan got the win. Anything for this?
No, other than I like watching him work. I continue to watch. Like as a worker, I like to watch him go. I do. I'm just wish he could connect a little bit faster.
Are you surprised at all that they really haven't gone anywhere with the Kurt Angle Jason Jordan storyline? Like after the reveal, it's kind of been just there. They haven't done anything with it.
It could be that they're turning him heel. You know what I mean? And this is just a slow burn to get there. Yeah. You got to go through these neutral weeks, if you will, where it's just like kind of where it's there every week, and they can just go to the B-roll and show clip after clip after clip. Like that's really what I think it's for.
Could be. It doesn't seem to be any hints right now, but I hope you're right. They had Elias walking backstage with the guitar. Mm-hmm. They came back from break. He had a song again. I think Elias just seems very poised out there in front of the audience. This was an odd thing because Titus came out. He had a banjo, and the babyface announcers are burying Titus and praising Elias. So that was something you don't see every day. So we had Apollo Crews versus Elias for like the 600th time in the last 2 months. Same, Apollo Crews got a little bit more in this time, but ultimately it was just Elias getting a win.
Yeah, he is getting much, much better and more entertaining. And like you said, poise is a great word. He's taking his time. He's not rushing. He's killing it, in my opinion. I don't like I don't like the act. If I'm being honest, it's not my cup of tea. But he's very confident out there, and he's improving. So you got to give it to him. Yeah,
there was someone at the show that had a pant. Mike Pence wants to ban backbreakers sign that ended up getting confiscated. So a lot of people were asking what that meant. It's because when you do a backbreaker, before you hit the backbreaker, you take a knee. So that's what that meant.
So lame.
What did we have next? Then next we had Enzo Amore in the ring with Kurt Angle, and this was the promo we already talked about. That.
Can I bring up something real quick? During I forgot to say this before. During the Jordan, what was his name? Anderson match. Mm-hmm. Did you hear 25% of the audience chanting "Too sweet, too sweet, too sweet"? 25% of those audience, I told you, Young Buck fans.
Or were they Bullet Club fans? It's because Finn Balor did that first.
They were shoving it up WWE's ass for trying to do the whole cease and desist order. Come on,
but bro. They were chanting it during Finn Balor match and a Carl Anderson match.
Same thing.
Both of those were from
the time
they're both Bullet Club.
You can't be serious that you really think that's why they're doing it. It's just tonight's the first time they've ever chanted that. They've never chanted that before.
But they just happened to chant it during the 2 Bullet Club member matches?
Because that's when you would do it. Where else would you do it? Those are the guys who have the connection with them. Those are the 2 people that have the connection to the Bullet Club.
Right.
I.e. the Young Bucks.
Yeah, so they've chanted that before for Finn Balor, and not recently, but when Balor Gallows and Anderson first came in, they chanted that a lot in the first couple months.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
All right. Anyway, all right. So you think a quarter of the fans were Young Buck fans?
You could hear it.
All right. They weren't chanting Young Bucks or suck it. Anyway. So we had Matt Hardy versus Braun Strowman next. They gave Matt a lot here. I thought it was going to be a quick squash.
Matt looks broken down. Something's up with him physically. Like something's up with his hip or something. You could see it.
You think it's more pronounced now because he's not in tags?
Yeah, like watch when he hits the rope. Something's very off with his everything.
Yeah.
Very, very, very off. His punches have gotten a little different as well because of it. Like something's really off with him.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not the whole, oh, he's changing into the whole broken character, which he's doing, but that's not what it was. It was something physically really wrong, and I've noticed it since he came back, but it's gotten, like you said, in singles, it's getting way more pronounced.
And the broken thing, you think he is bringing it back? It just seems like he's just doing the same stuff every week, just trying to tease it, hoping that fans keep doing it, but it's not coming back.
The announcers are the ones that made me think that he's doing it because they put it over.
What did they say?
That he's gone through this transformation since losing Jeff, his brother, as a tag team partner.
Yeah.
Like if Flat will call it either transformation or something of the same definition of transformation. Okay. Since losing his brother Jeff.
I don't see it happening because Impact still owns that character, but maybe
they're not going to call it broken. Obviously, it's going to be a thing. If they do it, something different. It's not going to be the same Matt Hardy. It's they go back and watch it. They said it like a few times at the beginning of the match. They were really trying to get something across, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it'd be good for him, but it's just been so long and they haven't done anything with it, but we'll see. I mean, this would be the time with Jeff out. So anyway, Matt hit a twist of fate. Then Braun kicked out, overpowered him, and hit a running power slam for the win. After the match, Braun was going to beat up Matt again, and then the Shield came out. And it's kind of weird. You had 3 baby faces beating up one heel, but they triple team Braun. The fans were loving it. They took apart the announce table and they did the triple power bomb on Braun Strowman through the announce table, which, I mean, that spot was pretty awesome. The crowd was going nuts for that.
Yeah, it was a big statement.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on that whole thing and then Braun getting added to that match?
I just nothing. They had nothing for Braun. Like I don't know. I don't like Braun in it, to be honest. But what else do you do with him right now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's just felt like, oh, what do we do with Braun? They just kind of threw him in there. I don't like him being triple power bombed. I don't like that. But the Shield is a dominant, team, so it gets them more over, obviously, but I don't have much to really say about it. I don't know. I'm not excited about it.
Yeah. It does. I mean, the fact that it's a TLC match, they probably are going to do some cool stuff with Braun in there now.
Yeah. Spot-wise, sure.
Yeah. So we had that. Back from break, the Shield said that they're back and they'll take on anyone. 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, however many it takes. Then we had a promo with Mickie James. She talked about people backstage not quite liking her and then realizes because of Alexa Bliss. She kind of knocked Alexa. Alexa came out, looked apologetic. Then she played this tribute video, which was one of those. It looked like one of the entrance videos for the Vaudevillains. It was that old school 1930s Carney promo video. So I thought that was kind of amusing. What'd you think?
Yeah, something different and something just to extend this a little bit longer.
What'd you think of Mickie James promo? I thought that was a little on the weak side.
It was. Anytime you put a babyface in that predicament, though, it's kind of tough to pull off. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody not liking her and whatnot. I just thought that was a stupid direction to go.
Yeah, I thought Alexa was great here.
She continues to always be.
Yeah,
she really is.
So yeah, earlier with that Kurt Angle promo, they announced Enzo versus Kalisto for tonight for the Cruiserweight title, and that'd be a lumberjack match.
Yeah.
What do we have next? We had a promo for Asuka's debut, and they were backstage with Bayley and Sasha Banks. Alicia Fox came in. They kind of parried her, complaining about never having a shirt. She did that on Lillian Garcia's podcast last week, so they're kind of making fun of her for that. They all wanted to face Asuka. Dana Brooke, Emma came in, and they announced a fatal 5-way with the winner facing Asuka at TLC. Now, it looks like they're going to keep that streak alive because they were mentioning that a lot tonight, that she's undefeated and and's never lost.
Well, I mean, when you're building somebody up, I mean, if they have an undefeated record coming up from the minors, you'd obviously boast about it as they're about to take the mound or they're about to check into the game for basketball or, I don't know, any type of single situation where there's an undefeated streak. You have to mention something like that because it is impressive. But, again, two different worlds, NXT and Raw. If she becomes undefeated, she starts from scratch again on Raw, in my opinion. But I could be wrong.
You think they'll announce her as undefeated to start with, or just drop it as soon as she's on the main roster?
That's a great question, man. In a sport, you would. I don't know with this, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what they do with this. I don't think it really matters either way. I don't think the common fan gives a crap that she's undefeated in NXT. The common fan.
Mm-hmm.
Not like us. Not like people that watch it every single week, you know?
Yeah. So next up, we had the first of 2 cruiserweight matches: Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick versus Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. Mm-hmm. Gallagher and Kendrick getting the win with sliced bread number 2.
What was sliced bread number 1?
I don't know. This is where he uses the ropes, right?
Always.
So yeah,
always.
I don't know.
He's continued. He's so damn good though, Brian. You know, I'm surprised actually now he's bringing it up, but he didn't do more with him. Like, as far as somebody to do something with Enzo on the mic or character-wise, Brian would be pretty solid, actually.
Yeah.
Character-wise, I mean, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And they tease stuff on 205 Live, and then they kind of forget about it completely on Raw. Like, they had Brian Kendrick kind of kissing up to him, and then they don't follow that up on Raw. They had the same thing with Arya Davari, and then it's like nothing ever happened.
I was hoping something would come of that with Arya.
Okay, so Justin's saying the move is the best thing since sliced bread. That's why it's called sliced bread number 2. All right.
I'll take it.
All right. Let's see. We had Kurt Angle on the phone. The Miz walked in. He wants the Shield to keep their word and adds Braun Strowman to their team. So now it's 4-on-3 at TLC.
Which is weird.
Yeah, but it's at least they're adding a big star to the mix as opposed to Bo Dallas or something like that.
Yeah. Does Curtis Axel have anything?
No, he'll probably be in their corner maybe, but yeah, I thought at first when with Bo Dallas, I thought they were selling last week's injury, but you would think they would do that with Curtis Axel as well. So it didn't make sense for one of them to be on and not 2 if it was storyline. Also, no Nia Jax tonight and no Neville.
I'm cool with no Nia Jax, but I would have loved to have seen Neville. Yeah. Especially, maybe there's obviously a reason for it.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't let him be part of that victory celebration at the very end. Not, you know what I mean? There's still more to that. It has to be.
You'd think, unless with just Neville's character, they don't want him cheering with all the other cruiserweights. I don't know.
To keep him heel? That can happen. Yeah.
Just keep him that badass kind of loner.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Next, we had Finn Balor doing a promo. The Too Sweet chant broke out. And Finn brings up how Bray Wyatt introduced the world to Sister Abigail. Yada, yada, yada. Bray is like a poison. Said that Wyatt's desperate for attention and to instill fear, but the Balor Club is not afraid of him. Bray pops up and does this promo as Sister Abigail before he changes into Sister Abigail and then changes back. So he's going to be wrestling as Sister Abigail.
I fell asleep during this. Are you kidding me?
No, that's the plan. He's gonna.
Are you crapping me? I thought I dreamt that. Like, did they show him morphing back and forth?
Yeah, he morphed at the beginning and then morphed back.
Okay, that's what I saw before I fell asleep for a few minutes there.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate the name Balor Club. I've always wanted to say that. I love Finn Balor. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm friends with him on the side. But I hate the name Balor Club and their attempt to, use Bullet Club or have some sort of connection to it. It just sounds like a boating club to me. Like, it sounds like a polo shirt. Balor Club on the chest here.
It's weird.
Like it.
Yeah, because it is weird how WWE, if New Japan was doing something similar,
They'd
like
shit
something similar to
themselves.
Shield, they'd probably get a cease and
Cry about
desist.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, they would.
If they call them the
But there's a huge difference between Bullet Club. That just sounds cool. And Balor Club, I don't know. It sounds like something out of Greenwich, Connecticut. Dudes wearing Docksiders and khakis and that polo shirt that says Balor Club on it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it never sounded natural, but
Yeah.
anyway, so that's the deal. We're gonna have a third Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor match, except it's gonna be Sister Abigail. So Bray, and so yeah, he did half the promo as a scary woman. I mean, it was a creepy promo. I thought that it was very Halloweeny. It was corny, but it was creepy. But I don't know, him wrestling his Sister Abigail, just something about it that just.
That's good?
No, it's terrible.
Good. Yeah.
You're wrestling as a woman's spirit.
It could be like Randy Orton versus him bad, if you remember. Do you remember how bad that was?
Yeah, the House of Horrors.
Yes, it could be that bad.
Yeah, so
I mean, nothing could be that bad. It can't be that bad, but you know what I'm saying. As far as, or no, who's the dude from Fashion? Come on, what's the dude who looks like Christian? From Fashion Files. What's his name?
Tyler Breeze.
Thank you, Tyler Breeze. Remember when he was like going in and out of being different characters? I thought it was funny, but it's going to be that campy.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how the crowd is gonna react.
It's cool to have all this like. By the way, I wanted a completely different thing. The way WWE, have you noticed their entrances now? Like the top of the freaking building, like the ceiling has like these light up. I saw it in the pay per view last night. Like the top of the the roof, the ceiling. When they pan out to the whole audience and someone's entrance music hits, the whole ceiling lights up in that wrestler's colors.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
They've been doing that for a while, right?
Maybe I'm just noticing it now. I don't know. I think that's incredible. Like, what kind of money are they putting into this?
Yeah, unless you're referring to something different.
Last night I noticed it humongously. I'm talking about like the whole ceiling was lit up. And
for every wrestler?
In Natty's colors and every one of their colors. Yeah, in every wrestler's colors. Or their name or whatever. You go back and watch it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
They didn't showcase it. You'd have to like go back and like pause it like I had to see it, which I don't get, but
yeah. All right. I'll have to check that out. Before we do that, though, we wanted to bring today's episode is brought to you by Stamps.com. These days, you can pretty much get everything on demand. So why are you still going to the post office and dealing with their limited hours when you can get postage on demand with Stamps.com? Where is my scale? They send you a digital scale, your postage, everything, and you do everything right at your desk. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer. And unlike the post office, Stamps.com never closes, so you can get postage whenever you need it 24/7. You don't have to run out in the weather. You just do it all from the convenience of your home.
I'll give you a great example. This could have came in handy. This weekend, I was out chasing the absentee ballots, trying to hit homes that have absentee ballots sent to them in my election here in Longwood, right? And one of the things I was doing is people that I knew for sure, talking to them at the door, were going to vote for me, I'd run it back up to my truck and get a stamp, an envelope that I had purchased, and try to say, hey, look, I'll take care of your ship, your stamp and envelope for you. You don't have to waste any money on it. Here you go. Just fill it out, put it back in the mail, kind of a thing. And a lot of people do that. And how simple would that have been just to, somebody at home because today was Columbus Day. And let's say yesterday I knocked on someone's door. They could have easily just went on Stamps.com and had this done in seconds, for those of them that I didn't give a stamp and envelope to. You know what I mean? Because nobody's going to just hand you a stamp and envelope. You know what I mean? You've got to go to the store. You got to purchase it. It's a pain in the butt for something that's so inexpensive to begin with.
Right.
And nobody, yeah. I don't know about you, but when you run out of stamps, it's annoying to go to the store just to pick up more.
Absolutely. And with this, you could buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your computer or printer. It doesn't have to be just the letter size. It's for any type of package. So
something that's red tagged, you think, too?
I think it's everything, yeah.
So like a fish, that's incredible.
And yeah, right now you use the name INC, and you get a special offer, which is not only a 4-week trial at stamps.com, but it includes postage and a free digital scale. So you can measure your packages and everything right at your desk. And
That's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. So don't wait. Go to stamps.com before you do anything else. You'll see a radio microphone at the top of the homepage. Just go to that and type in INC. That's stamps.com. Enter INC. Check it out. What I'm telling you, once you use it, you'll probably never go to the post office again. So stamps.com. So we go back to Raw. We had, Matt, I wanted to ask you about this. There's been a little bit of an uproar around the Susan G. Komen stuff and using the Ultimate Warrior to promote it. With the Unleash Your Warrior campaign. Right. Warrior said some stuff in the past, making fun of Bobby Heenan when he had cancer. Making fun of, a person with cancer, and the fact that they're using him for it. What are your thoughts on that?
If you don't like Ultimate Warrior, I could see someone's argument for that. I think that's where that stems from. I don't think that's somebody that's a Warrior fan that has an issue with that. I don't think that's somebody that's sitting on the fence that has an issue with that. I think that's somebody that specifically just doesn't like Ultimate Warrior. I don't think it's okay for him to be making fun of people with cancer, obviously. Lost my dad that way. But nonetheless, that's... WWE is pretty smart about these types of things, man. I think if they saw this as an issue, this never would have come up to begin with. You know what I mean? They know this. They know what he's said in the past. They're not stupid. They know everything.
Yeah, it seems, I don't know.
Is this an online thing?
No. I mean, it's stuff that Warrior for a long time, he had a website where he would.
Oh, I used to watch it. No. I mean, as far as like this being, you're talking about him making fun of people with cancer.
Yeah.
When did this start happening, and who's saying it?
It's starting to get some media. There was an article at the AV Club, a couple other spots. Just his old comments that he's made about gays and like Heath Ledger when he died. He said some stuff. British Bulldog when he died. Just he said a lot of messed up stuff. Stuff that they don't use Hulk Hogan now, and using Warrior when it's directly related to that, what they're using him for.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know. I think it's odd, but obviously it's getting a little press, but not a lot. So it seems like something that's going to slip under the radar.
Yeah, it will.
All right, so still to come, we got Kalisto versus Enzo in the lumberjack match. We had the Fatal 5-Way with the winner facing Asuka. I love Corey Graves constantly mentioning that. Why would anyone want to win this match? So I like selling it as something dangerous. I like that they didn't give away Sasha Banks versus Asuka yet. I didn't think they were going to, but I almost thought they would with Bayley because they've worked together so much that I could see them wanting her in the ring with someone that she's familiar with right off the bat. But they didn't. It was an elimination match. I don't know if they ever announced it, but that it was an elimination match. But it was. The announcers didn't seem to know. And it ended with Emma pinning Sasha to get the win. So it'll be Emma versus Asuka at TLC.
Gee, where's this going to go? Emma is going to be absolutely destroyed in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So not much to it.
Seeing what they're doing with Nakamura on SmackDown, do you think they'll book Asuka the right way on Raw?
No. I think they'll screw up and try to get her to talk too much, and because she speaks, the same thing that happened with Nakamura. Nobody has more charisma than that guy, and they managed to flounder by putting him in stupid positions. Mm-hmm. Don't let him talk. He's the one dude that didn't need to talk. And she's not as charismatic, but she's very charismatic though. Mm-hmm. Not on his level, but enough to. I hope they just don't put her in those stupid situations to talk too much.
Here's a problem I have with WWE a lot of times with these wrestlers is a lot of these guys are very charismatic, but just not. They expect everyone to be charismatic in the same way, and right. Different. It's like if you watch UFC, Dan Henderson, he's not a guy that knocks them dead with his promos or anything, but he's a superstar and people relate to him, and he's just got a different kind of charisma. He just is not like a Conor McGregor or a big, right. a loudmouth. So it's like they don't know how to promote the different kinds of charisma, and they want them all to cut the same promos that everyone else cuts, and if you can't do it right, you end up down the card.
And they'll put it, and they're gonna screw up by putting in a stupid like these stupid female wrestler girly type promos. Do you know what I mean? Where so and so's bitching about her boyfriend or something stupid like that. That'll be the kiss of death for her. They put her in segments like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I could see them doing that down like 6 months in.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I could 100% see that. They did this backstage promo with Finn Balor, who was acting scared. He's afraid of what Bray may have unleashed. So the rumor it was that Finn is going to face Brock Lesnar next at Survivor Series.
Okay.
So you think they have Finn beat Bray Wyatt again, or Sister Abigail?
Yes.
Even though he's debuting the Sister Abigail character.
Especially because he's debuting the Sister Abigail character, and it's going to be horrible.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't count as man-on-woman violence, but good God. Feel bad for Bray. Charlie was backstage with Kalisto. Name drops Eddie Guerrero. Today would have been his 50th birthday. And Rey Mysterio got some pops for that. And then he knocked Enzo Amore and said he was going to do Rey and Eddie proud by winning the title. So that was...
Hang on. How did Rey fit into this?
I don't know. I think he was just saying that Rey is an influence. And
okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, Eddie would have been 50 today. So
yep.
Yeah, so I almost wonder if that might have been part of the reason they did it too. But anyway, regardless, Kalisto, when he came out last week, it was dead. I mean, I was in Denver and you could hear a pin drop. And so I don't know if this was a way to give him some steam, or they just decided they want. And I'm pretty sure that must be it, because I can't imagine them wanting to give up on Enzo already.
No, definitely not. Right now, he's one of the hottest acts on that damn show.
Yeah, absolutely. So they had a pretty long match, and fans chanted "This is awesome" at one point, which I think that's got to be the first time ever that fans chanted that in an Enzo match.
Yep, he was there for everything tonight.
Yeah, no, he was. I thought he was great. The match itself was what it was, but I thought Enzo for his character, I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. He's a guy that knows his character inside out, upside down in every situation.
Yeah. And so Enzo actually had him beat at one point. Mustafa Ali interfered. Enzo called him a son of a bitch and clotheslined him on the floor. He's trying to do something with Kalisto on the top, but Kalisto countered and nailed a Super Salida del Sol for the pin and to win the title. So you had Neville holding that title forever, and then in the span of 3 months or whatever, you've had Tozawa, then Neville regain it, then Enzo, and now to Kalisto. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of playing hot potato with the title now. What'd you think of this?
Again, there's more to this than we know. That's all. Like, again, they're not giving up on him, Enzo. I just think this dude's just in the spot right now for whatever reason, they need him to lose. I don't know why, but it's definitely not for the push of Homeboy.
I hope not. But
it's definitely not the push for Lucha, whatever the hell his name is.
Kalisto.
What the hell's his name? Kalisto. Jesus Christmas. It's definitely not for him.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, we're going to get behind, Kalisto now. He's going to be, he's going to carry our Cruiserweight division. No one's saying that. No way. That was done to add whatever layer and wrinkle is being needed to be added to the Enzo against the Cruiserweight angle.
Yeah. So the match itself was what it was, but it surprise ending. The crowd was into it. The crowd is more into the Cruiserweight division now. Say what you will about Enzo, but the crowd is more into the Cruiserweight division now than they've been
ever. Yeah,
since it started. So, and it makes you want to tune into 205 Live. So we'll see where they go from here. But
I've never watched that show, but unless I knew Daivari would be on because he's a friend. But other than that, I never would watch it. I watch it every week now and fast forward to Enzo's stuff.
Right. It feels like when Enzo's not on, the show still feels kind of dead.
I don't want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, eventful show. I thought it was a good show overall.
Definitely a good B plus.
Yeah.
B plus.
So on to other stuff. There's not really a whole lot going on right now. Did you get a chance to check out that Santino Marella, Jim
I
Cornette?
did. I wish I was there with Jimmy, dude. I mean, Jimmy's not always right, obviously, and but what I saw, unless I'm missing another video, was Santino like trying to big dog him there and like step in front of him as Jimmy was trying to walk away. And first of all, they had a confrontation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking shit to each other. And then as Jimmy walks away, Santino steps in front of him a few times and try to get physical, kind of.
Yeah.
For anybody that's saying, "Oh well, he slapped him in the face when he could have been fired and he couldn't do anything about it now, so he's doing it now." If I use that logic, then I'm going back to 5th grade and I'm beating up Jason Capizelli, who came on my bus and smacked me on the face when I was in 5th grade, because now I could beat his ass at age whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's the stupidest logic I ever heard. He's an old man at the end of the day, and I wish I was there with Jimmy, because I would have fucking put him through a wall if I was there with Jimmy and I saw him do that.
So Dennis Farrell, who does our Friday podcast with Petey Williams, he was there. And so what he was saying happened was Santino walked up to Jim Cornette and they shook hands. So either they shook his hand or Cornette refused to shake his hand. And then Santino said, "So what do you think about me now? Or whatever you have to say to my face, you could say it now."
And Jimmy said, Santino kind of joke.
Yeah, and then
I think he made a laughing stock of the business. I think you think it's fun, and I was always entertained by Santino, for the record.
Yeah,
I know Jimmy's just not into funny, making money kind of a thing.
Yeah. So they got into it. It got heated. Jim Cornette is just going off. He's crazed at one point, and it was going on for a while. Santino is calling him. I think he was making some serious allegations there, and then
what were the allegations?
He called him a rapist mofo.
You called Jim Cornette a rapist?
Yeah, I thought it was racist at first, but you go back to listen to it, it was a rapist.
Was he using Santino gimmick voice, maybe?
No.
Was he a shtick?
No, it was. And then Jim Cornette called him delusional. Just went back and forth. Security broke him up. They were both going to get kicked out, but then Cornette said he was just leaving on his own. So yeah, that was based off of stems from a slap 12 years ago. So there you go.
I don't know. It is what it is. I'm loyal to those that are loyal to me. And Jimmy, Jimmy's never slapped me in the face, but Jimmy is definitely it's something I didn't sell for properly or whatnot. He'd be in the back and he'd be so animated, it never would come across as I'm abusing my power and I'm gonna go up and just kick this wrestler in the nuts, because I could get away with it because I'm Jim Cornette. And it was never that at all. None of us ever took it as that. Yeah. If you want to go back to when it started, people don't even get the story right. The YouTube video I saw today, this idiot was saying how, this stemmed from a Ohio Valley Wrestling practice session. No, it didn't. It was a TV. It was an actual match where Boogeyman came out. Was supposed to be the most intimidating, scariest son of a bee on the planet, and it was important that everyone in the audience, the workers that were planted in the audience, were terrified of this guy. And Homeboy sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And goofing around, I'd be pissed too. Wouldn't slap somebody in the face over it, but nonetheless, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, those are learning lessons as a rookie. I've been in that spot before where I've done something I probably shouldn't have done. I'll tell you right now, me and Mickey James broke kayfabe. We were watching the Rookies OVW show one night, and we all went together to watch it. And Mickey was a face and I was a heel. And Jimmy fined us both and cussed me out something big in front of the whole locker room because I deserved it. I broke kayfabe, and you couldn't do that in OVW. You couldn't be seen in public with, heel faces, even as you might see that's old and prehistoric. Those were the rules, though, and I broke them. So I earned that ass chewing. Yeah. And I never had a problem with that.
Yeah. And so for anyone who doesn't know, so this was in 2005. Jim Cornette was the head booker at OVW.
I just said what it was.
Well, they didn't know that he was the head booker, and that was the development territory for WWE at the time.
Jeez, if you don't know that, you shouldn't be. Jeez. You fans, if you don't know that, you're not a wrestling fan.
So Jim Cornette got upset, slapped Santino backstage. Santino had like this Russian gimmick back then, but he was supposed to be scared. He was laughing in the crowd. He got slapped backstage, and WWE fired him for it. And that was WWE never rehired Jim Cornette again. So that was the end of his run with WWE. So, and they both ripped each other, since then mercifully on podcasts and stuff like that. So it's one of some of these wrestling grudges. I remember Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair. Do you remember? They had their problems in WCW, and then they did in WWE. They did a DVD. And they interviewed both Flair and Bischoff, and then Flair ended up getting in a fight with Bischoff over it, like a real fight, and when they were filming it.
Yeah, I know. One taping, they got into a fight, and it was right when Eric had gotten there. I could have sworn.
Yeah, it could have been.
And he, Rick went after him.
Yeah,
they got into it, and then Bruce Pitcher covered it on one of his podcasts, actually.
Yeah. So. Anyway, wrestling history. Matt, how's everything going with the campaign?
Very, very good. Please, I encourage everybody, if you want to help out, help me raise money for my campaign. I could take up to only $1,000 per entity, meaning if you own a business, you can give me $1,000. If you are, by yourself personally, you can give me $1,000 because that's what you guys are going to do. No, but you can give, that's the most you can give. But like, guys, any bit helps. $5, $10, $20, because you can't use your own money for the campaigns. And it helps go toward like my mailings and mailouts that you put out as the election comes closer, which is November 7th here in Longwood, Florida. So please, guys, it's at mattmorganforlongwood.com, mattmorganforlongwood.com. It takes 2 seconds, guys, just to click on a $5 tab or a $10 tab or $20 tab or whatever to help donate, just to help see your boy win his election. Honestly, you'd be helping me a ton. And for those of you that are looking to change your lives, you got to start with your diet. Everyone always thinks the gym and cardio is how you get abs. No, it's not. Abs are built in the kitchen. Everybody knows this. And we have everyone says this, but this really is the truth. We really do have the best meal prep company in the world called Your Nutritional Blueprint. That's yournutritionalblueprint.com. Check it out. It's a very easy drop-down menu to pick and choose whatever you want. You can customize your own meals, or you can go to our normal menus and just pick out menu items that are already, stacked together as far as carbs and protein goes. It's very simple to use. It's user-friendly. You could be a soccer mom, lawyer, doctor, athlete, professional bodybuilder. It doesn't matter. Everyone's using this right now. We had 41 Olympia athletes on it this past Olympia, more than any other meal prep company there. And more than Phil Heath's, meal prep company, might I add. And it's because we're the most inexpensive, but we also have the best tasting food. It's $7 a pop. It's just dirt cheap, guys, compared to what you're normally paying for your meals. And you're going to get muscular, you're going to get cut, you're going to get shredded as long as you're eating clean, and this is the way to do it.
All right, everyone, check that out. Hopefully everything goes well with Glenn. The fire doesn't spread to his county, and he'll be back on Wednesday. So join us on Wednesday. And thanks again, guys, for joining us for the Wrestling Inc. podcast.